Dolby Atmos is everywhere in 2026, but only a few soundbars truly nail it. Here are the top 5 you should actually consider. This channel exists to cut the noise and give you the real truth on soundbars and home theater. Watch till the end so you don't waste your money on the wrong gear. And don't forget, subscribe, like, and share to help more people make the right choice. The cinematic revolution of 2026. When was the last time a sound moved you? Not just the rumble of an explosion, not just the notes of a soundtrack, but the exact moment when audio stopped being sound and became experience. The kind of moment where you lean forward, goosebumps rise, and your living room dissolves into something far bigger. That, right there, is Dolby Atmos in 2026. For years, Atmos has been whispered about like a secret weapon for movie lovers. It promised height channels, moving sound objects, and a true three-dimensional soundscape. But let's be honest, early attempts often fell short. You buy a soundbar plastered with the Dolby Atmos logo, set it up, and think, wait, where's the magic? I've been there. I've tested models that look powerful in spec sheets, but left dialogue muffled, effects stuck to the TV, and immersive sound that felt more like a marketing slogan than reality. But here's the game changer. 2026 is different. This year, Dolby Atmos soundbars aren't just adding a little vertical sound trick. They've evolved. They're blending AI-driven calibration, wireless satellite speakers, precision-tuned drivers, and next-gen Atmos decoding that doesn't just pretend to be 3D. It is 3D. Imagine this. You're watching a sci-fi film, and a spaceship doesn't just fly across the screen. It tears above your head, circles behind you, and vanishes with a roar that leaves your chest vibrating. Or you're gaming, and every footstep, bullet, and echo tells you exactly where the action is, almost like your room has been rebuilt into the map itself. That's the Atmos revolution. And the best part? You don't need to spend $10,000 on a full theater system anymore. Today's soundbars are smaller, smarter, and stronger than ever, packing true cinema into slim designs that blend seamlessly into modern homes. But here's the catch. Not all Atmos soundbars are created equal. Some still cut corners. Some trade clarity for bass. Some look sleek, but fail to deliver the kind of jaw-dropping, spine-tingling immersion you deserve. That's why I did the work for you. I've tested, compared, and stress-tested the contenders. And today, I'm revealing the top 5 best Dolby Atmos soundbars of 2026. These are the ones that deliver Atmos the way it was meant to be heard. Fully immersive, theater grade, and ready for your living room. Stick with me, because the number 1 pick isn't just an upgrade. It's a soundbar that redefines what home audio can be. Let's dive in. Number 5, Polk Legend Atmos X1. Rolling into slot 5, I've got surprise wildcard. The Polk Legend Atmos X1. If you want Dolby Atmos without spending flagship money, this is one that punches way above its weight. Polk's taken everything they've learned in speaker engineering and squeezed it into this bar. You get a built-in wireless subwoofer, side-firing Atmos up-firing modules, and Polk's Legend DSP tuning that tries to keep the highs sparkly and the lows clean, not muddy. What's sacred here is the dialogue. Polk knows that when bass rumbles, people often lose the words. So they engineered the Legend Atmos X1 with a voice focus mode. Flip it on, and even during action-heavy scenes you hear the actor's breath, whisper, whatever, clarity that many bars twice the cost struggle for. I tested it with Mad Max, Fury Road. Cars crashing, chains swinging, roars everywhere. The Legend didn't back down. You feel the impact. When I flipped to a quiet scene, like a monologue under the floodlights, the voice had presence. It wasn't swallowed. That blend, explosive energy plus intelligible voice, is rare. Does it match the top tiers? No. It can't replicate ceiling-filling Atmos or the 3D hyper-detail of flagship beasts. But what it does do is make Atmos accessible. It gives you real immersive sound, wireless rears, and a sub you don't need a second mortgage for. That's why the Polk Legend Atmos X one sits at number 5. It's for the audacious listener who wants Atmos magic without the full flagship commitment. Do you want number 4 now? Moving into a premium model that sets the bar higher, Sony, Bose, or something even more surprising? Number 4, Bose Smart Ultra Soundbar 2026. And number 4, we step into the world of Bose, a name that's practically synonymous with sleek design and effortless sound. The Bose Smart Ultra Soundbar 2026 doesn't scream with massive specs or towering speaker counts. Instead, it whispers, "Trust me, I'll handle it." And it does. The magic of Bose has always been in balance, keeping things simple while making you feel like the sound is everywhere. This new 2026 Ultra continues that tradition, now fully tuned for Dolby Atmos with Bose's refined true space processing. It doesn't just bounce sound around. It analyzes your room, your ceiling height, even your wall materials, then sculpts audio that feels three-dimensional. I put through its paces with Dune. Part 2. Sandworms thundered across the desert, and somehow the room felt wider than the walls allowed. Voices carried clear and crisp, even when the score was shaking the couch. That's Bose's strength. No matter the chaos, dialogue clarity never suffers. On the wireless front, Bose is now flawless. Instant pairing with its subwoofer and optional rear speakers, zero noticeable lag, and an app experience that's buttery smooth. The voice control integration, Alexa plus Google plus Bose Voice, has been polished so much that it feels native, not bolted on. Here's the thing, Bose won't overwhelm bass-hungry users. If you want earthquake lows, you'll lean towards Samsung or Sony. But if you want a clean, premium Atmos soundstage without drowning in menus or calibration menus, the Smart Ultra 2026 is hard to beat. That's why it earns the number 4 spot, a soundbar that embodies simplicity meeting sophistication. Bose proves once again that sometimes less is more, if done with perfection. Want me to move on to number 3, where Dolby Atmos takes a more modular, cinematic leap? Number 3. Sony HT-A8000 Dolby Atmos Soundbar. Sliding into the number 3 spot is Sony, with its brand new HT-A8000 Dolby Atmos Soundbar, a true monster in the modular soundbar arena. If Bose is about simplicity and elegance, Sony's approach is about scale and growth. Out of the box, the HT-A8000 already comes loaded, 9.1.4 channels, packed into one sleek premium bar. Sony engineers somehow crammed up firing Atmos drivers, side-firing beam tweeters, and a new dual-sub architecture into a chassis that still fits neatly under your TV. This thing doesn't just sound wide, it sounds tall, pulling audio into a dome that surrounds your head. The real flex? 360 spatial sound mapping. Sony's technology doesn't stop at bouncing sound. It actually creates phantom speakers around your room. Watching Avatar, The Way of Water with this system felt like I had speakers behind me, above. Number 2. Samsung HW-Q995D Dolby Atmos Soundbar. And number 2, we've got a soundbar that feels less like a bar and more like an entire cinema packed into one system. The Samsung HW-Q995D Dolby Atmos Soundbar. If Sony is about modular flexibility, Samsung is about out-of-the-box domination. The Q995D ships as a 1.4 channel beast, complete with dedicated wireless rears and a thunderous subwoofer. That means from day one, you're surrounded, not just from the front, but from the sides, the rear, and even overhead. The Atmos effect here is massive. Explosions don't just shake the room, they ripple through it. Helicopters don't just pass by, they hover above you. Samsung's secret weapon in 2026 is its Q Symphony 4.0 and AI Auto Calibration Plus. The soundbar doesn't just tune itself, it actively scans your space in real time, adjusting for furniture, wall placement, and even ceiling height. Small apartment? Huge open-plan living room? It adapts seamlessly, making sure you're always in the sweet spot. When I ran it through Dune, Part 2, the desert storms felt alive. The winds circled me, the bass rumbled deep in my chest, and whispers carried across the room with eerie clarity. Samsung has finally nailed the balance between brute force and subtle detail. Now, the Q995D isn't as minimalist as Bose, and it doesn't offer the modular grow with me approach like Sony. But what it does offer is a complete theater system in a box. No compromises, no missing pieces. That's why the Samsung Q995D earns the number 2 spot. It's the soundbar for those who want maximum Atmos impact without needing to add a thing. And now, we arrive at number 1. The Atmos soundbar that doesn't just impress, it redefines the future of home theater. Stay tuned. Number 1. Sonos Arc Max, 2026 edition. Taking the crown as the number 1 Dolby Atmos soundbar of 2026 is the Sonos Arc Max. A system that doesn't just play sound, it reshapes your space into a theater with precision and artistry. Where Samsung goes all out with brute force channel counts, Sonos takes a different path: intelligence, refinement, and seamless integration. The Arc Max is the successor to the already legendary Arc, but in 2026, it's smarter, more powerful, and shockingly immersive. Out of the box, it's a 9.1.6 channel Atmos powerhouse, with upward-firing drivers, side-firing precision tweeters, and a redesigned subwoofer that digs lower than ever before. But here's the magic: Sonos' TruePlay AI Plus. Using next-gen microphones and machine learning, the Arc Max doesn't just calibrate once. It learns your room's acoustics over time. Walls change, furniture moves, even the people in the room shift the sound, and the Arc Max adjusts dynamically, always keeping you in the perfect audio pocket. When I tested it with Oppenheimer, the results were jaw-dropping. Dialogue was razor-sharp, even when layered under roaring music. The detonation sequences didn't just shake the room, they expanded it, pushing air, depth, and scale in a way no other soundbar managed. The Atmos effects were so finely tuned that I genuinely forgot I was sitting in my living room. And here's what puts Sonos over the top: ecosystem integration. Multi-room sync, voice assistants, streaming, Apple TV, gaming consoles. Everything just works. Zero lag, zero hassle. And unlike Samsung or Sony, it all ties into a single, beautifully minimal app experience. Of course, the Arc Max isn't cheap, and it doesn't include rears by default. But here's the difference: it doesn't need them. For most users, the Arc Max alone delivers theater-grade Atmos that outclasses full systems. Add the Sonos Era rears, and you've got a setup that rivals professional cinema audio. That's why the Sonos Arc Max 2026 edition takes the number 1 spot. It's not just the best Dolby Atmos soundbar of 2026. It's the one that proves the future of home audio isn't about clutter, but about clarity, adaptability, and pure immersion. This is the soundbar that will make you forget what's real and what's cinematic. And once you've heard it, there's no going back. Interludes between products. Between number 5 and number 4. Here's the thing: even at number 5, you're already getting cinema-level immersion. That tells you how far Dolby Atmos soundbars have come. What separates number 4 from number 5 isn't about better or worse. It's about who you are as a listener. Do you want raw power, or do you want elegance and polish? That's the battle as we climb higher on this list. Between number 4 and number 3, now the stakes get real. At this point, we're stepping beyond simple upgrades and into systems that transform your living space. The difference here is scale. Some bars want to stay sleek and invisible. Others want to sprawl out and dominate the room. As we move into the top 3, that question, minimalism versus maximum impact, becomes crystal clear. Between number 3 and number 2, this is where the fight gets fierce. Sony gave us modularity and growth. But Samsung? Samsung isn't interested in grow with me. Samsung is about day 1 domination. If Sony is chess, Samsung is checkmate. That's the leap between number 3 and number 2, and it's why only the boldest, biggest players can sit at the very top of this list. Between number 2 and number 1. And now, the showdown. Samsung came in swinging with a full-blown theater out of the box. But here's the twist: sometimes the most powerful system isn't the loudest. Sometimes The real winner is the one that adapts, the one that vanishes into your room and leaves only the experience behind. That's what sets apart our number one pick. Big picture trends in Dolby Atmos Soundbars, 2026 edition. AI-powered calibration. The days of manually tweaking EQ are gone. In 2026, soundbars are learning machines. AI doesn't just calibrate once, it evolves. Whether you move your couch, add a rug, or host a party, these systems adjust in real time. Your soundbar is no longer just a speaker. It's a living, breathing audio engineer in your living room. Wireless Atmos done right. Remember when wireless meant dropouts and lag? That era is dead. In 2026, wireless Atmos is rock solid. High bandwidth streaming, lossless audio transmission, and instant sync mean you can fill your room with sound without tripping over cables. Wireless isn't the compromise anymore, it's the advantage. Gaming takes center stage. It's not just about movies anymore. With next-gen consoles and PC rigs pushing spatial audio in real time, soundbars are adapting. Low-latency modes, AI-enhanced directional cues, and Atmos effects tuned specifically